Good morning, everyone. Good morning. It is time. It is time for coffee. Let's see if I can get the. Okay, no, go way over here. There. I can never get the shadow right. It's time for coffee with Carma. Just go with it. Just go with it. So, have you ever wondered why creativity isn't always a walk in the park? There are a lot of myths about the Muse that I am going to dispel today. So, what you should get out of today's little coffee with Karma is a better understanding of creativity and its nuances, and that sometimes it's easy and sometimes it's not so much fun. But you'll also walk away with some ideas of how to handle that. My name is Carma Spence. I am the Karma with which you are having coffee. I'm an award-winning and best-selling author and the creator of Author Diagnostics, The Author Switch, and Authoneering, and the founder of Book Marketing Club. So, myth number one is you need endless inspiration to create. You need to wait for the inspiration. The muse will come prancing into your world and tickle you with a feather and say, "Dear heart, this is your inspiration calling." I suppose that could happen. I mean, sometimes I have come up with ideas while in the shower, which is a quite pleasant experience. But sometimes the muse isn't so nice. Sometimes she comes and she hits you over the head with a stick and says, "Get with it, dude. Dude." Yeah, she's a surfer girl. "Dude, get with it." And so, for example, one of the books I'm writing next year is called Whale Falls. And the impetus behind that was the death of my little sister. And I was trying to come to grips with the fact that my sister had died just before she turned 49, I think she was like a week before her 49th birthday. And I'm 5 years older than she is. And I was trying to come to grips with that, and I went to the Aquarium at the Pacific in Long Beach, and they had an exhibit of a whale fall. And I know not everyone knows what a whale fall is, but you'll get it when I talk about what it is. So when a whale dies, it falls to the ocean floor. Well, if some parts of the ocean floor, the sun gets to it, and then it just decays like any other land animal. But a lot of whales don't die conveniently in shallow waters. They die out there, and their body falls below the ability of light to shine upon it. And down there, where there is no light, normal decay can't happen. So what happens to the whale? This amazing colony of life springs forth. And as I was looking at this exhibit and understanding what was going on, I realized that there are blessings in sorrow. So my book is called Whale Falls, Finding the Blessings in Sorrow. So what created this creativity, this inspiration for this book, was something extremely painful. Very painful, the death of my little sister. So creativity isn't always sugar and spice and everything nice. Sometimes it's snips and snails and puppy dog tails, which I've never quite understood how those all go together and why those are. Anyway, there's one myth. Sometimes the muse comes with a feather and sometimes she comes with a stick. Another myth about the muse is that, and this one's interesting because it has both sides of the coin. One myth is that geniuses are in constant pain and they live these horrible lives, and that's what creates their creative genius. Or they have it easy. Their genius comes fully sprung like Athena from Zeus's head. Most of the time, creativity comes somewhere in between. Sometimes it's pain that creates, inventions. Was it necessity is the mother of invention? And sometimes it's like you're just cruising along and the juices are flowing and bam, creative ideas are just going, whoa. But most of the time, it's somewhere in between. You are sowing seeds for your creativity so that they will sprout later, and you don't know what's going to come. But you're doing the things you need to do to foster your creativity. And the third myth I'm going to dispel is that pain is a creativity killer. Now, sometimes it can be. I mean, some of the causes of writer's block are pain. The emotional hobgoblin totally can stop you in your tracks. But that's usually because it's the intenseness. I mean, yes, I got my spark of inspiration for Whale Falls in the depths of my pain, but that happened a few years ago. It's taken me a while to cultivate that, and now I'm ready to spring forth with my book. So, I promised you actionable steps to make the Muse work for you. So, 1, get rid of your misconceptions about creativity. You are creative by the very nature that you are sitting there watching this video and breathing. If you are human, you are creative. Now, it's possible that if you are not human, you're something else. You may also be creative, but I don't know about that because I'm human and I only know about the human condition. So if you are human, you are creative. Now, your creativity may express itself in something that's traditionally creative, like art, writing, dancing, sculpture, food, whatever. Or it could be something that's less traditional, like scientific processes or procedures, or how to make that sandwich for your kids so they'll actually eat it. So get rid of your misconceptions about creativity and embrace your innate creativity. Second thing that you can do is do the things that foster your creativity. And some of those things are get a good night's sleep. Believe it or not, having sufficient sleep can help you with your creativity. Read widely. And not only in your own genre. I mean, I love science fiction and I love science. So those are predominantly what I tend to read. But I also pick up stuff in other things because I want to see what people are doing in other areas. And sometimes I go, don't need to read that anymore. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I just added a new thing I can read. And I mean everything. Read blog posts, read the news, read love letters from Napoleon and Josephine. Read, and read some more, because reading breeds creativity. Also, one of the things you can do to foster creativity is live life, have experiences. You never know what experience you're going to have that you're going to juxtapose with something else and create something new. So for example, I had this shampoo that smelled like grapefruit. I thought, I remember washing my hair one day and going, I would love to make a grapefruit pie. So I did all this research on how to make a grapefruit pie, and I still haven't perfected my grapefruit pie yet, but I will. And it was all inspired by shampoo. Live life. And finally, when you're experiencing pain, don't beat up on yourself if you're not being creative, because sometimes you need to go through the lull and the creativity is happening in the background where you're not aware of it. Don't try to stop the pain. Go through it. Experience it, because the only way out is through. And sometimes you have to go through it a few times. It gets better with each iteration, but that's okay. Pain is part of life. And it can be something as simple as a paper cut pain, or it could be something losing a loved one pain. It's all part of being a living human being, because if you didn't feel pain, not alive. And so don't beat up yourself if the pain is causing your creativity to seem to walk away. It's making the muse be invisible, but she's there. She's there. So that is my coffee with Carma today. I would love to hear from you. What do you do when the muse comes at you with a stick? How do you turn that stick into a feather? I would love to hear your tips. And tomorrow is Thursday, and I will be talking about the author entrepreneur mindset. So stay tuned. See you tomorrow. Ciao.